Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is good all the time and all the time. God is good. All right, let's get into some praise right here. Here's one of my favorites right here, man. The First Church of Deliverance in Chicago. Here we go. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Pastor Haynes up next. Oh, man, he's been mighty good, Pastor Haynes.
Rickey, thank you for this.
Yes, sir. I know you got a good word this morning. Go ahead.
Oh, Rickey, thank you. Life ain't fair, but God is good. People will stab you in the back, but God is good. Life can go wrong, but God is good. Let's be real. Life ain't fair. Let's be real. Things will happen that go extremely wrong and make you wonder if God is even there. But here's the good news. When life ain't fair, trust that God is still good, because God's goodness has a way of giving us just what we need to make it through what it is that we're going through. God's goodness will protect us and take care of us even when we don't know what God is up to, because God is good. I won't forget several years ago I was visiting my sister in California, and Rick, what happened is that my nephew had this wonderful dog that he was just crazy about, but he also had this assignment in school where he had a hamster, and so he had this little hamster that was in this cage, and he's playing with the hamster, and the hamster is romping around the living room floor, much to the chagrin of my sister. But hold on, here's what happened. He puts the hamster back in the cage. The hamster is upset because the hamster enjoys playing, but what the hamster does not know is right around the corner was the dog, and the dog was just waiting on the hamster to get out, because the dog was going to enjoy the hamster, but the hamster could not see the dog that was around the corner. The hamster could not see that the reason that it had been put back in the cage was because my nephew was looking out for the hamster when the hamster didn't even know it. The hamster was being protected even though it thought it was being limited, because the hamster did not know that my nephew could see what was around the corner. It hit me. God knows what's around the corner, and every now and then God will protect us from what we don't see, because God is good. God will watch over us because God can see what it is we're not aware of, because God is good. And so the good news this weekend is that you have a God who's watching over you, seeing what you can't see. You have a God who's protecting you from what the old folk call danger seen and unseen. Isn't it good to know that God will watch over you? God has your back, because when others are doing the bad, God is still being good. Life ain't fair, but God is good.
I know that's right, Pastor Haynes. Hey, Pastor Haynes, appreciate that word this morning. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, I appreciate you, Rickey. Please follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and my YouTube channel is Frederick Haynes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas. Hey, Pastor Haynes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we might have to get you back on, man. This movement has gotten really big, and a lot of big companies and is getting involved, and NBA players, NFL players, or whatever. We got this might be it right here. That
time for change.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pastor Haynes, love you, man.
Love you, Rickey. Thank you, man.
No, thank you. 7 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 11 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Eva Marcel, and, many of us were glued to social media yesterday. The first of 3 memorial services for George Floyd was held yesterday in Minneapolis. Reverend Al Sharpton delivered an outstanding eulogy in which he called for America to, quote, get your knee off our necks. The service also included a powerful 8-minute and 46-second moment of silence, the amount of time the police officer was on Floyd's neck. 2 other public memorials are scheduled for tomorrow in North Carolina and Monday in Houston. Also, bail for the 3 officers involved in Floyd's death was set at $750,000 yesterday. Defense lawyers for 2 of the officers said they were rookies who just recently finished probation. Ugh. Meanwhile, yesterday a judge found that there is enough evidence to charge all three men in Ahmaud Arbery's case with murder. An investigator testified that Ahmaud was hit with the truck before he died. He was hit with a truck before he died, and the killer used the N-word after they shot him.
Are you hit with the truck? How?
So after he was already down, they hit him with the truck.
Oh, so that's a effing N-word.
Mm-hmm. And it's all on camera.
All on the camera.
Oh, wow.
All on camera. And finally, Breonna Taylor, the young woman killed by Kentucky police, would have been 27 years old today, Ricky. So we at the Rickey Smiley Morning Show want to wish Breonna and her family a happy birthday.
Sleeping while black.
Sleeping while black. Just breathing, just being.
Right.
That was a quick look at your headline news. For more front page and for more on what we're following, log on to the RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's the latest in sports?
Well, let's start off with the NBA is expected to return July 31st. They will play all games at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World in Orlando. 22 teams will play 8 regular season games. Then the playoffs will start. It'll be the 16 teams in playoff position currently, plus they're going to add an extra 6 more teams that are within 6 games of making the playoffs and give them an opportunity to get that final playoff seed, giving those 6 teams an opportunity to say, hey, we may not be in a playoff position right now, but let us play ourselves into the playoffs. So they expected to have a final decision later on today on that. And Drew Brees, quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Now, he got dragged yesterday even worse after he posted his first apology on social media. Then he got back on social media and posted another apology of him speaking to the camera because he really wanted everyone to see his eyes. And he was pretty much begging us all to believe that he is very sorry for his comments that he made, and he will be part of the solution, not the problem.
Did you hear what the former University of Georgia, Jake Fromm, said? He said they
back in 2019? High privileged white people need to have guns only.
Yep.
Yeah. So there was an old text message conversation that him and a friend had back in 2019 that got posted. So he came out and apologized for that as well. And Shannon Sharp pretty much came out and like, listen, Drew Brees need to go ahead and retire now. Shannon said, listen, I ain't even playing. Drew Brees, from those comments, regardless of apologies.
Let me tell you something, Skip.
Hey, Skip.
Let me tell you something, Skip. Did Drew Brees, we need to retire right now, Skip.
Yep.
I love Shannon Sharp, man.
He may be right, man, because I don't think he'll get that locker room back with his teammates. So there it is, man. Gary, what you got there, player?
All right, everybody was talking about Oprah and Gail, saying, when are they going to speak out? We haven't heard anything from Oprah or Gail. Well, Gail spoke out yesterday, and now Oprah is speaking out, y'all. It's being reported that Oprah is going to host y'all a 2-night, y'all hear, 2-night town hall on racism in America, which everybody's saying this is a great thing. Now, Oprah said, quote, I've been having private conversations with friends and thought leaders about what's next and where do we go from here. And, she said that, everybody's sad about what's going on with, the George Floyd situation and all these other folks that's been going through racism and just being attacked. So she said, I thought it would be, honey, of both interest and service to bring their ideas, concerns, and comments into a national spotlight. Now, she's going to have Mayor from the Atlanta, Keisha, what's Keisha's last name? Lance Bottoms. And she's going to have a lot of other people that's going to be on with her. So how do y'all feel about that? Y'all think she's going to do a good thing about it? She's not going to tear anybody down like allegedly?
It's always good to have a conversation, but what Don Lemon was talking about, them not speaking out against what's happening. But having a town hall meeting or whatever, that just brings more eyes and more viewers to her network or whatever. But getting on there and putting your phone in your face and speaking out against police brutality and systematic racism, that's what Don Lemon was talking about. But I hope the town hall meeting helped the situation.
Yeah. So we're going to see. We're going to watch those 2 nights, I guess. All right, y'all. The color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Scarlet Flame. On the high end, you say Scarlet Flame, and on the low end, you say Beautiful Red. Now, Brad, what's going on with George Floyd's memorial?
Well, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, and more attended, and I'm going to tell y'all all about it coming up in the Hot Spots, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Whether you're at home or somewhere else, it's nice to know that you can still enjoy all of your Denny's favorites. With Denny's On Demand, you don't have to go to Denny's to enjoy all your favorite menu items. You can have them whenever you want, whenever you are at home, at the park. Heck, we don't know where you like to eat, but hey, it's possible we'll deliver it there. So just log on to Denny's.com and place your order, and whether it's a classic Grand Slam or a double cheeseburger, we'll deliver it right to you, all right? Directly to you, as a matter of fact. Hey, listen, it's simple. See you at Denny's.com. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Delivery available in select locations. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Brad got your hot spot coming up next. You don't want to miss it, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 before the top of the hour, y'all. Brad got your hot spot. What up, Brad?
What up, Rick? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. All right, y'all, celebrities like Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, Tyrese, T.I., Luda, and more attended George Floyd's memorial service yesterday at North Central University in Minneapolis. And in addition, Martin Luther King Jr. III, Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, Master P, Will Packer, and a host of others attended the service as well. Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy, telling the crowd, "I want us to not sit here and act like we had a funeral on the schedule. George Floyd should not be among the deceased. He did not die of common health conditions. He died of a common American criminal justice malfunction." He also said he died because there has not been the corrective behavior that has taught this country that if you commit a crime, it doesn't matter if you're wearing blue jeans or a blue uniform, you must pay for the crime you commit. All right, y'all, moving on. Jay-Z sends a private jet to Ahmaud Arbery's lawyers. Yes, he did. So they wouldn't have been able to attend the court if he didn't do this. The court was in Brunswick, Georgia. They couldn't find a flight to Brunswick, and that's when the hip-hop icon stepped in, and his attorneys, Lee Merritt and Blair El Mazi, took to social media to thank Jay-Z for the kind gesture. Now, in a radio interview, y'all, Snoop Dogg revealed that he didn't think he was able to vote due to his criminal record. Many of us thought the same thing. He said, "I ain't never voted a day in my life, but I think this year I'm going to get out and vote because I can't stand to see this punk in office one more year." He said, "For many years they had me brainwashed thinking I couldn't vote because I had a criminal record." He said, "I did not know that. My record has been expunged, so now I can vote." That is
Man,
awesome.
that's awesome.
That's so awesome. Good. And they do have you think that. They be like, they told me that for a long time. Because you're a convicted felon, you can't vote. And I'm like, really? I'm going to see some. Yeah, I'm working on all my stuff. So mad about that. Anyway, y'all, that's going to wrap up the hot spot. To get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat. What's coming up next, Rick?
Hey, man, we got your wake-up call. Get them at 8669 Ricky, 8669 RICKEY. The phone lines are open. Call right now. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 15 before the top of the hour, y'all. Listen, we got Dr. MJ Collier on. We got brand new alarming coronavirus updates. Dr. Collier, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. We are here for you with your coronavirus update now. As of today, we now have 1,091,000 cases, 110,000 deaths. It was just a week ago that we were noting that we had crossed the 100,000 death mark, that number, and we're up another 10,000 already. So I want individuals to understand, I know that there are a lot of other things in the news that are capturing your attention as well as they should, but the coronavirus is still there. Now, let's talk about that for a minute, the things that are going on, social protesting. You know, in some cities, they have been using tear gas and pepper sprays. Those things are lung irritants. And if you breathe them in or are exposed to them, they irritate the mucous membranes, making you much more susceptible to the coronavirus. So in that environment where social distancing is a virtual impossibility, individuals are definitely have been exposed, and they have had cases. Even Mr. Floyd, they tested him during his autopsy, and he was positive for the coronavirus. So all of those police officers that were touching him, etc., have been exposed, and that right there is fortuitous. But be conscientious if you're out there doing the protest, and we spoke about that. People are still doing it. You need to maintain your social distancing as best as you can. Wear a mask and cover your eyes so that if something changes and the situation becomes volatile and you're exposed to an irritant, it does not bother your lungs. So that's where we are with that, Ricky. Now, there are there was an announcement yesterday by AstraZeneca that in conjunction with Oxford University, they are moving forward with vaccine production. Their vaccine is still in trials. It has not been approved, but they're going to have 2 billion doses available by the fall. So individuals will have that if it passes muster and gets through the clinical trials without causing any harm, and if it works. And so they're taking the financial risk, creating 2 billion doses, and they've already designated they're going to go around the world, not just in the United States, but they're going to have them, they're in partnership with India and Europe, and they're going to make this a worldwide vaccine, and not just a vaccine, but you have to think about, if you're giving a vaccine, you have to have the syringes that you can give the shots with. You have to have the needles that you can give the shots with. So all of that is being ramped up. Bill Gates is part of this as far as financing it is concerned. He signed a $400 million contract with them to produce this vaccine. So that's one of the things. Now, the new technology, the Star Wars project, the Apollo grid that we were speaking of earlier, this synthetic antibodies, that is the absolute must that is going to be the game changer, because you can use that to treat acute disease. So if an individual is hospitalized, if they're sick, if they're doing badly from the coronavirus, those synthetic antibodies will have an immediate effect on killing the coronavirus, whereas a vaccine is going to be more for protection, stops you from getting it and helps once you've gotten over it. But in an acute disease state, if you are dying from the coronavirus, a vaccine is not going to help you in any way. So that two-pronged approach is how it's going to be treated from this point forward. And this is new. This is not how infectious diseases have been treated in the past, because we didn't have this technology that could create a synthetic antibody. So,
right.
That's where we are. That helps tremendously. I told you, that is really, really going to be, it's good for us as humanity that we have something new and exciting, because the technique of vaccines has not changed since the 1930s. It's been improved and tweaked upon, but the basic concept, it was started in the 1930s, and here we are in 2020. We are to and should have been looking for something better. And so now we have, and I think that's really going to change the science. Where we are now.
And Dr. Colley, the numbers are really, really spiking. Now, the question I have are people, is the virus getting weak, or is that just a rumor?
That's a rumor. There's no indication that the virus is weakening. It's just our minds are getting weak, because we are tired of dealing with this. It's been, our short attention spans, and just people are just fatigued from having to wash their hands and wear masks. It's still a cultural shift and a change in our way of life that people are now not trying to accept. But I really, really hope that, what can happen in the next 2 weeks does not happen, because, there are spikes in a lot of places already because of them opening up, not in addition to the potential spikes caused by all the gatherings for people that are protesting socially. There's no other event that will bring together thousands of people like that in every major city on a daily basis. So, a one-time football game or something might expose a few people. But if you think about that, every night, people have been protesting, bringing together thousands of people. This is just an infectious disease dream. It's just such a good way to pass the virus around. I'm just hoping that it does not. Just hoping that it does not.
Right.
So remember,
No, man. Appreciate you, Dr. Colley. Let everybody know how you can be reached.
You can reach me on all social media at Ask Dr. MJ, and go to lipodrops.com, LIDOPROPS.com, to find out about our new Lipo Immune product. We're going to get you healthy. We're going to get you through this pandemic, Ricky.
All right, that is y'all. Dr. MJ Collier. Coming up next, man, got your wake-up calls. Get them at 866-9-RICKEY, Rick Smiley Morning Show.
You've been working hard and dedicated, day in and day out, day and night. In the midnight hour, you're hurting your eyes by watching your school, trying to get the education, trying to learn knowledge that you might not even use. But that's okay, because I'm required. Can I get a witness if you say I'm required? So I'm gonna reload the cage, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
happens.
My grandma used to have club meeting. They used to call me out there when they get drunk, and I used to preach for my grandmama and her drunk friends, and they would be laid out.
That's you.
See what happens.
Boy, I wish I could meet that little boy. That is my favorite person.
That boy is you.
Oh, my God. Gary, what you got coming up next?
All right, y'all. Coming up next, y'all. Forgive Trina, please. Why are we hating on her? We're going to talk about Trina next. Rick Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rick Smiley Morning Show. 6 minutes after the hour, y'all. Gary got the tea and the clue today being brought to you by AARP. That's right, man. To celebrate Black Music Month, the Ricky Smiley Morning Show is giving you a chance to win $100. So make sure you click on RickySmileyMorningShow.com/AARP to enter. Sponsored by AARP. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Friday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. This week, y'all, rapper Trina, y'all, people were saying how she enraged her fan base after referring y'all to the George Floyd murder protesters as zoo animals, honey, in an angry rant about the rioters and the looters. Well, now, y'all, Trina is clarifying her remarks. She said that, honey, she was misunderstood and that she would never call black people animals. Trina also implied, y'all, that she was only trying to separate the legitimate protesters from the looters, but insisted, y'all, that she is not concerned about material things, and she apologized about that. Now, my thing is this, and I feel the woman apologized. We need to accept it. I mean, we're accepting these damn football players that have said all kind of stuff about people. And my thing is, I guess I need to hate my mama because she used to call us animals all the damn time. Said y'all act like a bunch of animals. So my thing is,
saying that they're acting like animals is not calling them animals. And it's so crazy because millennials take stuff out of context all the time. You got to sit up there and just say your words like a damn attorney when people know damn well what you meant.
Thank you.
You know damn well what you meant.
But you also got to read the temperature of the room, too.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Well, she was in no room. She was in the studio.
But Kay, if they tearing up her community,
yes,
or whatever that she grew up or whatever, you know, you get mad or whatever. I can really understand where she's coming from,
Ricky,
but I also understand where the protest is coming from as well. But there's a difference, like that lady said in that video, between the protesters and the looters. The looters are there to loot. The riots are there to riot. The rioters are okay.
We get that. You're right.
We get all of that.
We got to still look at, as a broadcaster, you got to sometimes wait till you're a little less emotional before you say what you feel. And even if you're right, because it's going to be interpreted the wrong way. It's going to come out the wrong way.
Well, so what about the football players? So what room were they in?
What you say?
No one is saying that what Trina was saying about the looters are wrong. It's just her lack of empathy for what's going on. So she's talking about the symptoms now, when we're trying to get focused on the issue. And so if we keep talking about the little symptoms, these few people amongst a zillion people that are fighting for a good cause, and we're focusing on the little part. We're not focusing on what we're doing.
Yeah, but she probably feel like that's taken away from the focus.
Exactly.
Them looting, because that's what they're talking about in the news, about the looting. They're not talking about
the protesters.
I absolutely agree with her, but I just think that when you broadcast it while you're angry, you're gonna regret it.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, people make mistakes, but you just can't cancel her because she said that. You know,
forgive her like you forgive everybody else.
It came from a good place. You know what I'm saying? You know, she don't want people to tear their own community. So you know, we all make mistakes like that, but it ain't no need for nobody to go in on her. As many people as she done fed and as much stuff she done done in the community and all that kind of stuff. You know,
and if she's going to tell the narrative, Rick, tell the true narrative. It's not just black people out here looting. It's the lower class, poor people of every color.
But when
it's
we speak, though, we speak,
people.
you know, it's always go to our people because
we have to speak. Yeah, exactly.
All right, moving on. And let me go to the next one, honey, because this is something else interesting. All right, TV personality, y'all, Sean Robinson, y'all, she calls out her former extra co-host, Mr. Billy Bush, y'all, after, honey, he commented on the George Floyd police brutality protest spreading across the country. She put Sean Robinson. You know,
Sean Robinson, chocolate tall girl.
She was on X.
Yeah, you know her. She's
Nice.
beautiful.
She said, in a response to Billy's, honey, tweet about the protest sparked by George Floyd's murder, honey, Sean reminds Billy of his own silence, honey, while white privilege, honey, benefited him at her expense on Extra. So she let him know about that. She said, honey, hashtag Mr. Billy Bush, I appreciate you being an ally now. She said, but, honey, if you want to talk about the pain, honey, hashtag white privilege causes African Americans, you should probably also talk to, honey, the beautiful black woman who sat next to you on the set of Access Hollywood, unquote.
Ooh, all right, Sean.
Yes, ma'am, baby.
damn.
She
Sis
went
said
there.
that.
She sure did. So I guess evidently they let her go. Was that it, Eva? I guess they let her go and whatever, and she didn't help protect
Yeah,
him.
they let
He
her
didn't.
go. She had been there for a zillion years.
Yep.
Sean Robinson is one of the most respected reporters, field reporters in entertainment news, and she worked alongside Billy Bush, and they ended up having to let her go and ended up keeping him. And then he eventually lost his job when, Trump stuff
With
came
Trump.
up. Yeah.
So she said, honey, so while you talking, honey, let's speak correctly. And that's something he didn't do.
Yeah, it's convenient when everybody else is talking about it, but the real question is, do you talk about it when it's there and no one else wants to talk about it? That's when you're a real ally.
Okay. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. Yes. My color today is Scarlet Flame. On the high end, you say Scarlet Flame, and on the low end, you say Beautiful Red. That's your color for today.
Ooh, that thing that got tensed up for a minute. God,
I'm sorry, Ricky.
no,
I'm all
I'm
in
finna-
my feelings.
I'm finna, everybody, they think I'm finna clock out. Everybody take a break. Y'all go get some coffee or something. Yeah, everybody, it's 12 minutes after the hour, y'all. I got your wake-up calls. Get at me, 8669 Ricky, 8669 RICKEY, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Come on. Hey, you know the music. It's about that time.
Wake up, it's time to get yourself together. Come on, cause he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, thought would be better. Wake up, encourage each other and be productive. With the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, wanna know where you calling from, so come on and tell us and just wake up.
This is Donald from Columbus, Ohio. Want to wake up my beautiful wife on our 2nd year anniversary. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Jasmine from Greenville. I'm calling to say happy graduation day to my little sister, Yanla. I'm on my way to see y'all. Y'all wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Brianna from Tupelo, Mississippi. I need to wake up my husband, Day, and all my co-workers at MRHC. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I like to wake up the Ice Cold Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Roderick Cotton. I just want to wake up my son, Michael Cotton in Kansas City, Missouri. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This your boy Big Ant in Miami. Anybody not standing out against this racism and injustice, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, what's yours? Cause we gon' let them know. Come on, Huntsville, wake up. Chattanooga, wake up. And Shreveport, wake up. Wake up, wake up,
Hey.
Jackson, wake up. Savannah, wake up. And Charleston, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate you, Brett.
You welcome.
There it is. I got church in 60 seconds with Pastor Fred. Up next, you don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. If you're tired of sitting up in church all day, we got church in 60 seconds right here with Pastor Fred.
So exhausted from, going out and trying to minister to people here and there. It's so much work to do, Ricky. So much work to do, Brother Ricky.
Yeah.
But I want to share something. I want to speak especially to the pastors, friends of mine, and colleagues in the ministry.
And what?
Colleagues in the ministry. I want to share something with you as a fat man. Been a fat man all my life.
Okay.
I've mastered being fat, and you're in service. I want to say, when you have the fat people in the prayer line, you need to pray because many of us suffer from sleep apnea. And when we're in line and you hear us, you think that's a demon, but it's really we're asleep. That's what's wrong with the church now. Many have fallen asleep. But I stop by to tell you, it ain't no fun being fat. It's fun getting fat. But it ain't no fun being fat. It's not fun when the deacons want to bring us a whole stack of communion crackers. But they think we hungry. Touch your neighbor if you can fit them next to you and tell them it ain't no fun being fat. You got to Pastor Fred.
Ladies and gentlemen, church in 60 seconds.
Yes, Pastor Fred.
The same was being bought by My Computer Career. That's right, man. If you don't absolutely love what you do, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today and become an information technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's mycomputercareer.edu. Battle of the Sexes coming up. Get at me if you want to play. 866-9-RICKEY. Call up right now. Men, you need to represent the day, man. We've been on a winning streak. Let's get it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Oh, man. John Lyon on the 1 and 2. Chicken and waffle mix going down, man. Hey, Prince would have been 62 years old on Sunday. One of the baddest mixes ever. What up, John?
Oh, man, yo, definitely have to represent for Prince, man. Rest in power. Of course, man, yo, make sure I hit me up on the Instagram at JAH Lionzone.
Yes, sir. Man, rest in heaven, man. Hey, Black Tony.
Hey, what's up, cuz?
Come on, man. Hey, yeah.
Hey, Shawty, I'm letting you know right now, Shawty, for anybody else from the radio company to call you and tell you, Shawty. I'm finna go out of town right now, Shawty. I'm on my way to the airport. I'm finna go because I gotta release some of this stress off of me, Shawty. Because I've been stressed out. I've been stressed out since them folk wouldn't let her come to work at the radio station, Shawty. I've been stressed out because when I can't come to work at the radio station, I gotta stay at the crib. I gotta stay at my grandma's house, Shawty.
Bro, you done called in.
I gotta go to work.
Black Tony, you called in sick every day for 3 years.
But that's not the part, though, Shawty. The part is I had told my grandma I was going to work every day. You know what I'm saying? And now
what are you talking about?
Because now I'm stuck there with her and I'm stressed out. I went to Dr. Carr and said my blood pressure up. My blood pressure 300 over 200. Shawty, my blood pressure real high. Shawty, they put me on blood pressure. Yeah. Look, Shawty.
Wait a minute, how your blood pressure 300 over 200? What you kind of heart? You got a
like
deer
that.
heart?
I don't know what the exact number is, but it's something like that. It's real big, Shawty. It's a real big number, like 300 over 200 or something. It's crazy. Look, Shawty.
Hell.
I'm finna go to Saddle.
You better go where?
Seattle, Washington. It's way up in the
Seattle, man.
Oh, yeah. You gonna go to Seattle?
Yeah.
So what you going up there for?
Just to get away from all this stress and all the coronavirus and protests, all that stuff.
They protesting there too. They got coronavirus there too.
I got plane ticket. I got a ticket for $48. I'm gonna go up there this weekend. Hey, but when I get back, shout that lawsuit on, but I'm gonna sue the whole radio station for stressing me out.
Radio station for what? For stressing you out?
Yeah, because they won't let me come to work. My blood pressure 300 over 200. Shout, I have a headache all day. Shout.
Well, Black Tony, when they was letting you come to work, you didn't show up.
That's not the part, Shout. You see, you being Pacific. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm right there with him, Rick.
I'm talking about Pacific.
Wait, hold on. Rock, don't do that. Rock, don't do that.
I mean, he got a point, man. He's like, he can't talk about the past. He got to talk about what's going on right now. So
that's what I'm talking about. Rock, you got the whole thing right, Shout. You stay in the past, Shout.
You an enabler. You what that man be talking about on my 600-pound life. You are the enabler.
Yes, you are.
Excuse my him. You are enabling him and you're keeping, and that's why he never comes to work.
You full of negativity,
My Black Tony, yeah, have a good weekend.
When we get over here, get somewhere and sit down. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't think about me because I'm grown. I'm going to be with the grown folks. You go be with the kids. Understand this. When I say it's time to go, it's time to go. Don't ask can you stay the night. You cannot. Don't ask can they come back over here and stay the night. They cannot. Don't get over here acting like you hungry, like you ain't ate all day. If you do, I'm going to knock fire out of your throat. Don't touch nothing. Don't break nothing. Don't ask for nothing to drink. Don't ask for nothing to eat. Lisa Ann already think her kids is better than everybody else, and they are not. If one of them touch you, you better knock their head off their shoulder. Don't come in there tattling to me about what you think, what you want, and how you feel. When we get ready to go, I tell you how you feel. Is everybody on the same page? Huh. Don't play with me. Is y'all ready to go? Don't. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
The way she said, huh? Don't play with me.
Yes, sir. But them children were looking distressed too, buddy. Yes. That mama don't play. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite videos. Gary got to see the clue today. Coming up next, what you going to be talking about, Gary?
Coming up next, y'all, Kanye West is doing great things. I'm going to tell you what he's doing next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 5 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Friday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Everybody's talking about Christian rapper Kanye West, y'all. It's being reported, y'all, that Kanye has set up a fund to cover the full tuition, y'all, for the daughter of George Floyd, Gianna Floyd. Now, they're saying that West representatives explained, y'all, that he has set a 529 education plan to fully cover college tuition for Gianna, who is only 6 years old right now. Now, they're saying also that Kanye made a donation totaling $2 million to support the families of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. Y'all, isn't that great? I mean,
oh, that's awesome.
That's beautiful.
But when you set those type of funds up like that, those scholarship funds, I mean, how do you do? I wonder, how do they do it? Because you want to make sure that this child get it once she turn of age, where she could go to college, and make sure that nobody, else take the money or whatever, and that she definitely goes to college. Do they do it that well? Or you just say when you turn 18, you get the money?
Well, they set it up however you want to, so you decide. So some do it at 21, some do it at 18, some do it, you can only pull it out for college money. So he's just making sure that Lil Mama is straight no matter what when she goes to college.
Well, that's good, man. Well, congratulations to them, and with him doing good deeds like that. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all, Gabrielle Union, this girl is still talking, honey. She said that the NBC is a snake pit of racial offenses. Now, in her harassment complaint against NBC, they're saying that Gabrielle Union referred to the network as a snake pit of racial offenses. Now, in the document obtained by page 6, they're saying that Ms. Union listed examples of the network alleged biases at work, and she went on and on. She talked about Juliana. How you say that? Huff as a judge alongside her, despite her widely publicized scandal for personally appearing in blackface. Yeah, she talked about it, and then she was and her husband was even saying that their house was being camped out at. People were, when they leave their house, people was following them and camping out at their house, seeing what was going on and stuff with them. So they were, I guess, they did a lot with Gabrielle Union and put her through a line. I mean, but do you think?
But what?
I don't know. My thing would be, would I just be silent and just say, okay, let it go now? I filed a lawsuit. She didn't win, but then she filed another lawsuit and just let it go, because you would think I'm sure they still blackball people. I'm sure that's still a part of
I know, but Gary, somebody has to stand up. It's like Colin Kaepernick. It might not be an easy place to stand at, but Gabrielle is standing up for the rest of the actors that look like us out there so that we get fair treatment when we walk into these rooms. Yeah. She definitely needs to speak up and not stop.
Well, good. Well, honey, keep on speaking, Gabrielle, and I'm sure eventually things are going to change, and she'll be able to get her money and what have you, and whatever she needs to have done, I'm sure to be done. But I do know she got another show that's on TV right now that comes on, so, she's still working for right now. And in my final story, Amanda Seals said, honey, she did not block her colleagues, honey. She did not block Miss Lonnie Love and all those groups. I reported that she blocked them and whatever, but she said she didn't block her, but she did leave the show because it just didn't fit well in her piece. So she just left. So she didn't leave because she was fired or anything like that, or because Lonnie had her fired and so on and so forth.
Right. Her contract was up and she just didn't renew.
Yep, she said she was gone. So hopefully she get her another job. Somewhere else.
She's on Insecure.
Yeah, but you
catch her on HBO every week.
But you remember what happened with her on Insecure with her little boss, huh? Okay, so let's be clear, honey. Let's be clear.
What?
All right. So now she's insecure now, but anyway, the color today is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Scarlet Flame. On the high end, you say Scarlet Flame, and on the low end, you say Beautiful Red. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T. All right, listen, man, coming up next, man, I don't know if y'all watched the first George Floyd's memorial in Minneapolis on yesterday. It was powerful, and we'll talk about that coming up next. And what's trending, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. A lot of stuff going on. Time right now is 13 minutes after the hour. Now, on yesterday's, dozens of family members, friends, politicians, and celebrities hacked into North Central University in Minneapolis on yesterday afternoon to celebrate the life of George Floyd. And the Floyd family attorney Benjamin Crump called Floyd's death torture, saying that he was denied life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
It's a whole team of lawyers who are working because it's going to take a united effort fighting in the courtroom and outside the courtroom to get justice. That pandemic of racism and discrimination that killed George Floyd.
Now, Floyd's youngest brother, Rodney Floyd, also remembered him as an wonderful father figure while growing up. Check this out.
But my big brother, great guy, great gentleman, great man, and as a child, without no father figure, he was big brother, doing the best he can, and, learning from him how to be a man, and everything he instilled us and taught us. He was doing him, but he was teaching us how to be a man because he was in this world already before us, and he gave us a lot of great lessons. Floyd, he would stand up for his family and friends, and he's great at that, and I want you guys to know that he would stand up for any injustice everywhere. Oof. Can y'all please say his name? Thank y'all.
And also, Reverend Al Sharpton told the crowd that he hoped George Floyd's death would lead to more accountability and change in the criminal justice system.
George Floyd's story has been the story of black folks. Because ever since 401 years ago, the reason we could never be who we wanted and dreamed to be in is you kept your knee on our neck. We were smarter than the underfunded schools you put us in, but you had your knee on our neck. What happened to Floyd happens every day in this country, in education, in health services, and in every area of American life. It's time for us to stand up in George's name and say, get your knee off our necks.
And the service ended with people standing in silence for almost 9 minutes. The same amount of time prosecutors say that a Minneapolis police officer knelt on the neck on Memorial Day. Call us up, let us know what you think or whatever. And this is just me. I'm going to throw this in there right quick. One thing I would love to see, man, it would be so powerful. Wouldn't it be powerful if you see LSU head coach and Nick Saban and University of Georgia head coach and Dabo Swinney from Clemson and all of the head coaches, Florida State University head coach, and all of the SEC and the ACC and the Pac-10 and the refuse to play another damn down of football, the NBA and the NFL, to see everybody stand in solidarity until a change comes. Because sometimes, man, you have to shut everything down in order to reset. You understand? Because it's crazy, because they really want us out here running like horses on up and down a football field. But when them same kids graduate and they just so happen to not have the Auburn jersey on, and they get pulled over, it could be one of them. You can get pulled over and you don't have on the Mississippi State Bulldogs or the Tennessee Vols or the Kentucky Wildcats or the Louisville Cardinals football team or the Ohio State Buckeyes. Get pulled over and you don't have on the helmet, because you're not going to wear the helmet and the shoulder pads for these universities but for 4 years. And it's crazy with all of the injustices and stuff that's going on. 30-something teams in the damn NFL and 2 black head coaches.
Wow.
32 teams, yep.
32 teams and only
it took
2.
an act of Congress to get that.
Absolutely. Get on us, 8669 Ricky, 8669 RICKEY, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is 25 minutes after the hour, y'all. So they had a memorial on yesterday for George Floyd, where Ben Crump, Reverend Al, T.I. attended, Ludacris attended. A lot of people were there, and it was a beautiful service that they had for him. And I think they're going to have another service in Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I think they're going to take him back to his hometown. And
Houston and North Carolina tomorrow.
Okay. So, Kay, what do you think?
About the service yesterday?
Not just about the service, about everything that's going on. Because before we went to break, I was talking about all of the athletes taking a stand.
Oh,
and just
yeah. I think that would make a powerful statement, because if we want to talk about having an economic impact and showing how much blacks can affect the economy of the United States, I think athletics is a great place to go with it, because we are the backbone of professional and collegiate sports in America, and that is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And if they didn't have us, we are the gasoline that fuels that engine. And if we take that away, even if it's for a short period of time, if we take that away, and I think, like you said, the coaches, the coaches, the owners, they really should be on the forefront of this, because they're making billions of dollars off of our sweat.
Right.
No other way to put it.
And the thing, well, some people feel like, well, you're getting a free college education or whatever, all that's fine, but look at the millions that we producing for the university. Millions, and they don't get the players nothing. And that's a whole another conversation. But it's also disturbing. We were talking about Mike Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and Instagram.
Mark.
Yeah. All of a sudden, your Facebook posts and your tweets are getting deleted, and they showing deceptive Donald Trump ads. So if you say anything against the Trump administration, or if you have something to say about anything that goes against the far right, they'll take your stuff down, and they'll delete your page. Like I had one of my social media pages just abruptly, just the whole page just gone.
It's because you're vocal, though, Ricky. You use your platform. You have millions of people that listen to you, and you are speaking truth to power, and they don't like it.
Right, and so we're gonna have to load up, back up Black Planet or something. We're gonna have to get our own social media platform just where we can talk amongst each other. Because. All right, so let's go to the phone. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Good morning.
Well, Ricky hit it on the head when he said, shut everything down. Everybody got to come together. That's the best thing I've heard since this whole incident has happened.
I am a victim of a brother getting killed by the police, so my heart goes out to his family. You let Ricky know I stand strong on what he's saying, and my kids are not playing football or basketball right now.
I hear a lot of people talking about how to fix the problem. The problem is basically simple and easy. If you hold individuals accountable for their actions, that'll solve the problem easy. Laws have already been set for. The thing is that you have the individuals in high places that make the law but don't follow the law.
Some of these athletes need to start going to HBCUs. Therefore, a lot of the money and the power will go back to the HBCUs.
I just wish our world could come together, and I do wish and pray that all the African-American leaders, ball players, and citizens come together and show America that enough is enough and that we have had enough.
First of all, it was just very, it was heart-wrenching. It was heart-wrenching to hear that, but guess what? It's something to come from that. Like you said, get your knee off our necks, get your knee off our necks. That's what we're getting ready to do. It's time for a new shift change. Thank you, Ricky, for covering it, and thank you for being who you are. We got this. We're taking over. Thank y'all. And God bless.
I just thank God that I sent my son to Alabama State University. My son is a student athlete at Alabama State University, and my daughter is at Tennessee State University right now. And even though my youngest daughter went to Baylor or whatever, but I just hope and pray to God that our student athletes would take a stand with their head coaches and assistant coaches, because how can you be good enough to play football for the University of Texas or Texas A&M, and when you graduate or whatever, you got to deal with police brutality and systematic racism or whatever, and you're going to have to hit people in the pocket and hit people where, because America love her sports for real, and we just going to have to do what we have to do. And I just want to challenge. I'm not demonizing, criticizing. It's just a suggestion. It's just a good idea. And it's something that I personally would like to see. And if they don't, you go ahead and send your kids to HBCU or whatever. Let's get our programs and stuff built back up. And I do, I understand, because God bless, my college football team is Bama, and everybody know it because that's where we was exposed to when we were kids. They took us down to the University of Alabama, where I went to my first step show. The players was nice to me, and I became a fan. My uncle played for Bama, and Coach Saban has done a wonderful job at the University of Alabama. But now it's the time to make an unpopular stand on justice. Now is the time, because if you're going to take a stand, you take a stand now, because we got to stop police brutality and systemic racism all over the country. Here it is, all of these years after the 60s, after Dr. King's assassination, Malcolm X assassination, Medgar Evers assassination, and we still, then you end up with Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, Philando Castile. For some reason, that one just touched my heart. The way that man shot Philando Castile in that car. That one tear me up.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw the guys come out of that church with their fists balled up in the air carrying Philando Castile's body out of that church, man, that just struck a nerve deep down in my soul. That's the one, for some reason, it's so personal to me, the way they shot him. Do y'all know that Philando Castile fed special need kids? And all the white kids was at the funeral saying, "Thank you for my lunch, Philando Castile," and how nice he was to kids. He did not deserve to die and be shot down like a dog. No, none of them did. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserve a day in court or whatever. And we just have to do what we have to do. And that's what I would ask, and I hope people start having a conversation about it. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, y'all, the segment is being brought to you by AARP. That's right, it's Black Music Month. So, hey, we get up and get down with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. And listen when I play my Black Music Month Song of the Week, sponsored by AARP, where they're keeping it 100 and keeping it real with the song that connects you to the time in your life you will never forget. And don't forget to enter the Black Music Month $100 giveaway. So get over to the RickySmileyMorningShow.com/AARP for your chance to get in it and win it. All right. So listen, man, Special K said something, man, real important, man. And I'm talking about, back to my point about all of these universities, man, they profit off of our excellence, but be silent on our suffering. And I was listening to Paul Feinbaum on yesterday, because I listened to Super Dave. You can jump in on this if you want. I listened to Paul Feinbaum on yesterday. I listen to Sports Talk Radio every day when I'm driving back and forth doing yard work, going getting supplies or whatever. And for the first time, I heard some of the commentators say as where they were against Colin Kaepernick taking a knee during the Star Spangled Banner. Said now they beginning to understand and they starting to listen. Say, I didn't agree with it then, but now my thinking is a little bit different. Now I understand. So that's what I'm starting to hear on a lot of radio shows.
The NFL is going to definitely have to bring back Colin Kaepernick. I think that's going to be one of their first steps to show the support of this social injustice and inequality. They're going to have to put him on somebody's roster.
Right. Well, I just want to say this to all of the parents of student athletes that's attending these universities, to have a conversation with your kid, because it's so important. You jump up and you run up and down that field for Georgia Tech and the South Carolina Gamecocks and Virginia, University of Virginia and Virginia Tech and all of these universities. And then 10 years after they leave the university, they in their car and they don't feel safe. And being racially profiled and dealing with some of the stuff even within jobs and just the whole systemic racism. And people have to take a stand. And what I'm saying is, now's the time. Everybody love their football team. Black folks love LSU. LSU is in Baton Rouge, and the way LSU represent the state of Louisiana, you know, and I'm talking about hardcore football fans when it come to X's and O's, offense and defense and stuff. We just love the game of football. But what I'm saying is, I just need everybody to have a conversation with your kids' head coach, and have a conversation with your kids, and have a conversation with the other players to put on their jersey and get in some of these peaceful protests and take a stand against injustice. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley, the morning show. Coming up, man. We got Battle of the Sexes up next. You don't want to miss it. Rickey Smiley, the morning show. It's about that time about Battle of the Sexes. We got Nayoka from Funky Town, Fort Worth, Texas. 817, baby. What up?
What up, Ricky?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. And we got my man, Pernell from North Carolina. You from Raleigh or Durham?
I'm from Raleigh.
Okay.
Boy, that's what I'm talking about right there, boy. This sounds like this going to be a hot competition right here, man. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Hey, bruh, don't let Eva throw you off, bruh. Only thing you need to do is focus. Got to get a man because she be cheating. Go, all right, bruh.
She's doing it now. I'm getting ready.
All right. So Eva, we're gonna flip a coin. Who's going first?
Okay, you flip a coin. Toss it up.
Here we go. Boom, heads.
What?
Never mind. Look, you can't see. I forgot we was on the radio. You can't see the damn coin.
Didn't even hear it.
Right. I realized I didn't have a coin anyway. All right.
Ladies first.
All right, go ahead, Eva.
All right, Pernell, you ready, baby?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Threading removes a woman's what?
Oh, dang. What did she say?
Threading removes a woman's what?
Threading removes a woman's what?
Man, pass.
Pass.
It's hair. What takes the smell out of mildewed clothes?
Pass.
It's baking soda. Demi, tube, and convertible are types of what?
Car?
No, bruh. It's women's questions now, bruh. Water boils at what temperature? At what temperature does water boil?
At what temperature does water boil?
Thank you, Brad.
Oh.
190.
It's 212 degrees. I'm sorry, Pernell. You got nothing right.
Give him a chance to give him one. Just ask him one more. See if he gets it.
Okay, a jeweled ornament. Okay, make sure you give us the extra one too now, Ricky. Pernell, a jeweled ornamental crown is worn during a formal occasion. What is it called?
Just throw the whole contestant away.
It's a tiara.
That joke. All right.
So let me count. You got 1, 2, 3. You got none right.
But I thought you asked at what type of thing, though.
A jeweled ornamental crown is worn during a formal occasion.
Y'all give it up for Battle of the Sexes. No need to ask her no damn question because
Well, just do it for kicks and giggles.
She still got to get one right.
Yeah,
no, she still got to get one right.
All right,
The ladies are here.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Are you ready, love?
I'm ready.
All right, Fort Worth. Here we go. Spare lines, bobbers, and sinkers are things that you'll find in what type of box?
Fisherman box. When you go fishing.
Damn. Ain't no need to ask you got it right. You won.
Keep going.
All right. What compressed chemical is added to air conditioning to make it blow colder?
Freon.
Come on, baby.
Dang. The South Carolina island where young men and women are trained to become United States Marines.
Pass.
A triple-double in basketball is made up of points, rebounds, and what?
Points, rebounds, free throws. I don't know.
Assists. Name a famous boxer. Name a famous boxer who lost his magnificent Georgia estate and now owned by music mogul Rick Ross.
Is it Mike Tyson? Oh.
Evander. The answer to that is Evander.
The ear. That's right. The ear.
The ear.
Right. All right. I'm gonna throw one more in. Fill in the blank. Famous food product slogan. A sandwich is a sandwich, but a blank is a meal.
I don't know that one, Ricky.
Manwich.
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joes. What they give you on Fridays in middle school for lunch.
Oh, they so good.
Sloppy Joes and them hard ass tater tots. Come on.
I know you're not talking Pernell.
You need to go to the
Pernell said,
Every question.
Damn, man, you didn't get one right, man.
No, man, I blew it.
You blew.
Y'all give it up a battle of the sexes.
One time.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is top of the hour, man. It is about that time. Songs that stay in your head all day, man. Sunday, Prince would have been 62 years old, so, hey.
The Tom Joyner Morning Show remembers Prince.
What? What was that?
Huh?
What? What happened?
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show remembers Prince.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, remembering Prince.
Wait a minute, stop it. Then we're going to start over. Start over, Dave. Stop. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show remembers Prince.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show
Remembers Prince.
remembering Prince.
Yeah.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hey, listen up, this is your boy Rickey Smiley, and if you have a low credit score, you already know that it could be keeping you from getting the things that you want, like a credit card, car, new job, even a house. And that low credit score is also causing you to pay higher interest rates than the people with better credit scores. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to keep getting denied for credit, and you can work to turn it around. It's so easy. Just call the experts at creditrepair.com. They can help you work to repair your credit and improve your credit score by removing those inaccurate and obsolete items like late payments, charge-offs, even collections and bankruptcies. The number to call for a free credit evaluation is 800-357-5844. I'll repeat that number in a bit. When you call it, you will get a free credit report and score, and you'll find out over the phone what creditrepair.com can do to help improve it. Creditrepair.com gives you solutions for a better score so you can have a better life. The evaluation, credit report, and score are free. So call them at 800-357-5844. That's 800-357-5844. Free credit reports are summary reports with TransUnion credit score. They are intended for educational purposes only, not available in all states, and not practicing in Georgia, Missouri, Ohio, and South Carolina. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 11 minutes after the hour. Y'all, Rock T got HBC, you know, coming up next. You don't want to miss it, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. You know.
HBC, you know.
Oh, let's go. Let's get it, baby. Rock Teasy up in the building, baby. You know I'm excited about this one right here. I got a good one for y'all this week. We're going to highlight our sports at HBCUs. Oh, yes. We don't have nearly enough time on this planet to talk about all of the sports legends who are products of our historically black colleges and universities. But let me set the record straight right now. HBCUs have been producing the finest athletes and coaches for more than a century, despite not having the financial support, despite not having the best of training facilities. HBCU athletic programs have given us a coach who retired with the most wins in college football history. Now he's ranked third of all time, Mr. Eddie Robinson out of Grambling State University. Dozens of Olympic gold medalists, including Tennessee State's storied women's track squad, whose alumni include the legendary Wilma Rudolph. HBCUs produced 2 NFL quarterbacks to lead teams in the Super Bowl. Alcorn State's Steve McNair and Grambling State's Doug Williams, who happened to win the Super Bowl. Oh, I ain't done. Women's Wimbledon and U.S. Open tennis champion out of FAMU, Althea Gibson. The greatest wide receiver to ever play in the NFL out of Mississippi Valley State University, Jerry Rice. And one of the greatest running backs of all time, Walter Payton out of Jackson State. Listen, no disrespect to those mainstream NCAA athletic programs. They too produce great athletes. But I gotta put that legendary tag on our HBCU athletes. And I'm challenging the NCAA to put a bigger spotlight on our athletic HBCU programs. If you didn't know, now you know. If you want me to highlight your favorite HBCU, hit me up on my social media platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it.
HBCU, know.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I got your front page coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, this segment is being brought to you by Protect My Car. That's right, man. These days, you got to do whatever you can to save money. So one of our biggest expenses can be our cars. Listen, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. So if you own a car, truck, or SUV made from 1999 or higher, you can stop paying for car repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny to have it repaired. Listen, just dial ** car on your mobile phone now to see if you qualify. And you must have an automobile made from 1999 or higher. And all repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past. So dial ** car on your mobile phone today and get car protected before your next repair bill hit. All right? Plus, free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental, and free oil changes. So just dial ** car on your mobile phone now to see if you qualify. And that's ** car, never pay for car repairs again. Just dial ** car on your mobile phone now. Restrictions may apply. Plans and costs for coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The time is now 25 minutes after the hour. Y'all, this segment is being brought to you by Walgreens. That's right, man. Now, we all know summer may look a little different this year, but Walgreens is making it easier for you to find great deals with their new ways to shop. And this summer, shop online, in-store, or get select essentials delivered with Postmates. See Walgreens.com for details. Walgreens. All right, time right now, 25 after the hour. What up, Evil?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, and good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and here are your top news stories. So the first of 3 memorial services for George Floyd was held yesterday in Minneapolis. Reverend Al Sharpton, who delivered a eulogy, also announced plans for a march on Washington in late August, Ricky, which will be led by families of black people who were killed by the police. What'd you think about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just have to continue to march because to march and to protest and to support our own businesses or whatever.
Yes.
Because it does no good if nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So, you know,
Right.
we are trying to implement change. So we have to continue. It does not stop with the burial of George Floyd.
Absolutely not. Speaking of the burial, Rick, 2 other public memorials are scheduled for tomorrow in North Carolina, where George Floyd was actually born. And then on Monday in Houston, where he lived. Also, bail for 3 of the officers involved in Floyd's death was set at $750,000. Defense lawyers for 2 of the officers said that they were rookies who just recently finished probation. Also, an investigator in the Ahmaud Arbery case testified yesterday that Ahmaud was hit with a truck before he died, and the killers used the N-word after he shot him. Ahmaud repeatedly...
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. So when he was jogging before, they hit him with the truck before...
yes.
The guy started filming, so he was actually running away from them.
He was chasing them. Ahmaud repeatedly reversed directions, Ricky. He even ran into a ditch trying to escape. So he was literally being chased down by these men. Yesterday, a judge found that there was actually enough evidence to charge all 3 men in this case with murder. In other news, unemployment numbers came out yesterday. Nearly 2 million more Americans filed for benefits. The government will release jobs reports for May, which is expected to show the current unemployment rate close to 20% of the country. And finally, we will always say her name. We will not forget her. Happy birthday to Breonna Taylor. Breonna was a young woman killed during the police raid in Kentucky. She would have turned 27 years old today. All right, that was a look at your headline news. For more stories, log on to the Rickey Smiley Morningshow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Well, let's start off with Mr. Drew Brees, quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. We all know that he got dragged pretty much on the internet after his after the words that his comments that he made regarding the United States flag and everything that he's been going through with that. But he came back and apologized again. and he posted another video. He wanted everybody to see his eyes, and they pretty much was begging for all of us to believe that he was very sorry, and he will be part of the solution moving forward. He'll do whatever he needs to do to help fix this. Shannon Sharp, he came out and said Drew Brees should probably retire because it would never be the same for him. And I agree with this one, man. It's going to be tough for him to win back the locker room. It's going to be tough for him to win back his fans. It's going to be tough for him to win back a lot of his peers and teammates or whatever. So he may be forced to retire after this. And I don't want to believe that Drew Brees really believed what he said, but you know how it is, man. When people show you their true colors, kind of believe them or whatever. I will say this, though, man. The NFL will have to bring back Colin Kaepernick and put him on a roster now. And this will be kind of one of the ways that the league will show support to social injustice and equality. There's only, 3 African-American coaches?
Though, because with everything that's going on, hell, all of them about to be taking a knee now. If they're playing,
of course.
NFL has some games this weekend, everybody will be taking a knee. So it wouldn't be just Colin Kaepernick.
Absolutely. And we're talking about the African-American coaches. Out of 32 teams, there's only 3 coaches, Mike Tomlin, Brian Flores, and Anthony Lynn. Don't be surprised if the NFL starts hiring more African-American coaches over the next 3 to 4 years.
How about
as
some
well.
owners?
That too.
Allowing us to own teams. There's a lot of black billionaires that's living in the United States or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is the type of stuff. It ain't just George Floyd. This is the type of stuff is one of the reasons why the protests are going on. Systemic
racism. Yeah.
Yes.
Period. All right, Brat got the hot spot right now. Let's go.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot, yeah. That's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's about that time for the hot spot segment being brought to you by AARP. That's right, it's Black Music Month, so get up and down. That's right, Monday morning with the Black Music Month Song of the Week, sponsored by AARP. Don't miss it. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? I am pretty damn good. All right, y'all, this is the hot spot, and we finna get off into that thing. You ready, Ricky?
Let's go.
All right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not thrilled with President Trump's reaction to the widespread unrest and protests rocking the nation. He shared a strong message directed to Trump, and it says, "Where are you? Where's our leader? Where are you? Where's our leader at this time? At this time when our country is down on its knees, begging, pleading, hurt, angry, frustrated, in pain, with our arms out, just wanting to be heard." He said, "Where's our compassionate leader who's going to step up to his country, with this country, who is down on its knees to extend a hand and say, you stand up with me because I got you, because I hear you, I'm listening to you, and you have my word that I'm going to do everything in my power until my dying day to make sure everything it works out, and where's everything, and so I can create a change that is needed to normalize equality because Black lives matter." Now, that's pretty strong coming from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is black, right? Y'all half black?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's Samoan. What is he? He's black?
Probably Samoan.
He's definitely Samoan, but I don't know why.
He's Samoan, but I believe he has some black in him. You know, we got a drip of black. We are black.
I think he's half and half.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, his name sounds black, Dwayne Johnson. You know?
All right.
All right, y'all. Moving on, y'all. Kanye West donates $2 million to help the families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. Yesterday, he announced that he donated $2 million to charities associated with them, and in addition, he pledged to cover legal costs for the Arbery and Taylor families, and set up 529 college savings funds to cover tuitions for Floyd's 6-year-old daughter, Gianna. That is awesome.
Beautiful.
All right, y'all, we're going to get on up out of here. I'm going to conclude the hot spot. To get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Coming up next, we got our boy, Chef Kurt Boudreaux, with them quarantine cuisines. And also, we got that praise mix down. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, give it up, man. It's about that time for quarantine cooking with my boy, Chef Kurt Boudreaux, Louisiana's own, New Orleans own. What up, Kurt?
Boudreaux. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Man, I'm good. How you feeling this morning, Kurt?
Oh, man, I'm good. Man, I'm good.
Man, I know you got something good you cooking. I know you working on something, bro. I can smell it through the microphone.
Well, today I did a gumbo. I know me and you, Rick, we did a video on some gumbo before, man. But today I felt like I had to redeem myself because this was when we first started, and I felt like I had to, bro. Because my Louisiana, New Orleans people let me have it about that gumbo I made for you, and I said, you know what? I'm about to punch him in the throat again. Gumbo. Because I felt like I had to redeem myself because they let me have it, boy. Today, man, I just started out with I did a dry roux again. I ain't doing traditional, but I made the roux, let that brown real good. Then I added the Holy Trinity, your onion, celery, bell pepper. I used some fresh okra. I put 9 different meats in the gumbo. I probably don't have time to name them all, but they in there. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I put this all together, man, with stock, added my seafood last and serve it over some rice. And they gonna have to watch the video for this one, Rick. I ain't going into it. They gonna get to it today, though.
That's right, man. We'll never be able to remember the details on the radio, man. Give us the damn website we can see the damn video, Kurt.
Man, you can find this video on Rickey Smiley Official. You can follow your boy on Facebook at Boudreaux Skater and on Instagram, Chef_Boudreaux1. Rocky T, give me that laugh, baby.
Rick, what you say, Gary? What you say, Gary?
Ricky Julia Child would never do that to us, honey.
Never.
Ingredients, honey.
So the lady with the hump in her back.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Kurt, that's right, Kurt. You be encouraged, man. Don't you let Gary and Eva bring you down. You keep doing what you're doing. Man. You don't have to explain every single ingredient on the radio. Send them to the damn video.
Yes, you
do. No. That man cannot do that because we have to go to commercial. Thank you, Kurt. We appreciate you, Kurt. One time for the one and only Kurt Boudreaux. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Thank you, Chef.